Our top focus has to be on the presidential polls. The Prime Minister is meeting his core team today to pick the ruling NDA's candidate for president. The BJP Parliamentary Party, which is meeting currently, these are pictures from that meeting, is expected to arrive at a decision today. And on this hinges whether an election will be necessary, because most opposition parties have said they will decide on consensus once the NDA names its candidate. Sunitra Chaudhary, with all the perspective on all the nuances of this developing story, with us right now. Sunitra, I have to ask you this, just to go into the basics first. How unlikely is a consensus?
It is quite unlikely. I mean, if you just go by the history of it, there's hardly been ever. In fact, there's, I think, one instance of having a consensus candidate, because you also have to look at the politics of it. For instance, the CPM, it says on ideological grounds, they will oppose the government's candidate. And we've seen them doing it in the past as well. In 2002, when the NDA was in power and they had the election to the president, and President Kalam was the government's candidate, at that time he had 90% of the votes. But the CPM again contested that, because they say they don't want the government, they don't consider this government to be a secular government, and so on that ground they will contest it. So not having an election is perhaps looking very, very unlikely, unless it's someone who has such appeal that left gets over with it. But even in the party meeting, on the 14th, we saw a meeting take place of the subcommittee of the opposition, where various leaders were there, which was held with Sonia Gandhi and other opposition leaders. I beg your pardon, not Sonia Gandhi, Ghulam Nabi Azad and other leaders. And at that time as well, left said very clearly, we will contest it. And in fact, RJD said the same thing as well. RJD has been going through a huge bitter battle between the government and them in the state. And for instance, a lot of times we've seen them speaking about it. And so that's why they've said in any case they will not have it. They will have a major battle. So that consensus seems ruled out for now.
Interesting. At this point in time, Narendra Modi also tweeting birthday greetings to the Congress Vice President Shri Rahul Gandhi. I pray for his long and healthy life. That's quite interesting. Now, Sunitra, one other aspect of what we need to look at is, can we be sure that the Prime Minister will pick someone diametrically opposite to the left Congress idea of India?
Well, we don't know yet. We know that the two people who are deciding on this is the Prime Minister and the BJP President Amit Shah. We have seen that they've tried to get the optics right by saying, and sent out the message saying that, look, even though we have the numbers, even though we can flex our muscles, we can have anybody, but we are going to go across and meet everyone to get their views on it. But the opposition thinks of it as rather a pointless exercise. They're like, why are you coming to us without particular names? And in fact, one of their own allies, that's the Shiv Sena, has said that, look, we are not going to sign on blank papers, which other MPs and MLAs are doing. They've been asked over today and tomorrow to present themselves at Parliament House and various other offices to sign the nomination papers, which will be kept blank. But Shiv Sena said they had a problem with it. They needed to know who the person was. They also made it very clear that they can't have the Prime Minister only deciding that they wanted somebody like for example, their main thing was, because there's an agrarian crisis, there should be someone like MS Swaminathan. But what is clear is that there are numbers, and you have the Prime Minister and Amit Shah taking the final call. Whether it will be announced today or by tomorrow, most likely by tomorrow we will know, but chances are after this meeting we'll perhaps know today itself who will be the next president, not just the NDA candidate.